What's going on, everyone? Good morning. My name is Iceman. Welcome back to Falcon 4.0 Allied Force. Yesterday we did the handling. So we did like basic handling for the training mission. We did the first training mission 1 for the handling. So we did chapter 1, learning how to fly. Specifically, we did Mission 1, basic aircraft handling. So that's what we did. So we did basic aircraft handling. So we did this mission yesterday. Okay, we went through all this. And that's what we did, okay? Sorry. But today we're going to do Takeoff. So we're going to do Mission 2 Takeoff in this video. So that's the image there, of course. It's a cool image. So Mission 2 Takeoff, let's begin. So in this training mission, you will learn to fly the jet off the ground. Taking off the F-16 is simple, and you only have to follow a few procedures. First, be aware that in Falcon Allied Force, you are part of a realistic runway environment that includes an active ground taxiway environment. You must constantly be aware of air traffic control and other flights, meaning other aircrafts. All the runways in the Balkans and Korea are busy launching and recovering aircraft, so you must listen up for ATC or air traffic control radio calls directed at your flight. For this training mission, however, it is just you and your flight wingman. Oh nice, we have a wingman. When taking off, you are not required to ask the tower for permission to take off. As you move down the taxiway, the tower will clear you for takeoff. When you take off, you are generally combat configured with bombs or missiles beneath your wings. Combat configurations are heavy. Because of the weight, you should accomplish all of your takeoffs with maximum afterburner. Unless you're clean configuration, so no bombs or missiles or stores or anything like that. Then, but if you have like a centerline tank, you can take off in mil power. Things happen fast when you are taking off in full afterburner, and there's both good and bad news. The good news is that you don't have much time to get creative and mess up the procedures. The bad news is that if you don't use the correct takeoff procedures, bad things will start happening very fast. Okay, training mission overview. Load training mission 02 takeoff from the training section and click the commit button. Make sure you are placed in the lead upper left hand aircraft or the number 1 plane. Do so by clicking on the plane icon. Alright, that's the image there. Next, determine the course of your flight. Click the briefing icon on the bottom of the screen. The third section, labelled Package Elements, shows the name of your flight. In this case, your flight is Cowboy 1. In the section labelled Ordnance, your aircraft is highlighted in green. In this case, your aircraft is Cowboy 1-2. Or 1-2. Listen up for this call sign, as ATC will be talking directly to you. Close the briefing window by clicking the X in the upper right hand corner. Then click on the flight icon in the lower right hand corner. While you're waiting for the simulation to load, make sure that the throttle on your joystick is in the idle position. Initial conditions. Airspeed 60, which is the lowest reading in the realistic avionics and will change once your airspeed is above 60 knots. Altitude on the runway. Throttle setting idle. Configuration gear down. Avionics nav or navigation. Mission description. In this training mission, you can choose where to start. If you just want to get on with the action, choose the takeoff option. We're not going to do that. We're going to do ramp. This will start the mission at the point where the aircraft is positioned on the runway ready for takeoff. If you choose this option, jump forward to the takeoff position. Alternatively, you could choose taxi. This positions the aircraft just off the runway waiting for permission to move to the takeoff position. If you choose this option, jump forward to the taxi part of this section. Jump forward to the taxi part of this section. Yeah. If you want the full reason of climbing into a cold jet and bringing it to life yourself, choose a ramp start. This involves an extensive checklist of commands that need to be run through to bring this hunk of iron to life. If this is your first run through, try starting with takeoff and jump forward to the section marked takeoff. We're going to do ramp. So ramp start. Actually, do they do taxi and stuff too? Yeah, they do. Okay. Ramp start. The ramp start. Picture this scene. You've just walked up to your F-16. You've been around doing an external check. You've kicked the tires and chatted with the crew chief, who has now helped you climb into the cockpit and strapped you in. It is time to get the show on the road. It's a little more involved than just turning the key, and some of it depends on what your mission is for this hop. It will probably take a good 10 to 15 minutes to complete the full cold start procedure. Some of it will go quicker as you learn where the various switches are, but no matter how practiced you are, it takes a while. We will just go through the basics here that gets you started. Watch out, because your lead will be starting his aircraft too. You'll probably hear that power up first, as he will likely be a bit quicker than you. To guide you in finding the switches, we will be referring to the following diagram to show you where to find the vital parts. These will be given in brackets, like this. Charlie. So you got figure 2-1. So you got the left console, left auxiliary console here. So Alpha and Bravo is left console. Charlie is left auxiliary console. Delta is the instrument panel. Delta and Echo, sorry, is the instrument panel. Right auxiliary console is Foxtrot. Right console is Golf and Hotel. So the 5 stages are, or the 5 parts of the cockpit is left console, left auxiliary console, instrument panel, right auxiliary console, and right console. Okay. So step 1 for the startup. Set the parking brake. We don't want the jet to roll off once the engine is running. Charlie. So parking brake is located here is what this is saying. The parking brake means you don't have to keep your feet on the toe brakes and can concentrate on the rest of the procedure. Beware though, the parking brake will disengage automatically above around 85% RPM. Number 2. Set the switch on the ELEC, or electrical panel, which is Bravo. Well, switch is actually, it's here. Yeah, it's here on Bravo, so it's right here. It's where the ELEC panel is. So set the switch on the ELEC panel to main power to power the systems. This takes 2 clicks to achieve. The first gets you to battery power and the second to main power, although as yet you have no main generator running. You will be running on batteries until the engine is up to speed, so while you have plenty of time, equally don't take too long, because you'll deplete the battery and yeah. This will activate various warning lights on panel Delta. So here, warning lights here, including the ELEC system. So ELEC sys, I'm not sure exactly where it is here, but console panel is probably right here. So including ELEC sys, so electrical system, sec on or secondary engine control on, and seat not armed on the warning panel, which is Foxtrot. So here, I guess. You should also get hide oil or hydraulic oil on the right eyebrow panel to your right. So that would be like right here. This is all perfectly normal. These lights should extinguish themselves as the relevant systems come online. Step 3. Go to the external lights panel, Bravo. Actually, external lights panel is here, I'm pretty sure. And set the master switch to normal and normal and turn anti-collision lights to on. Switch the position lights on wing, tail, it shouldn't be trail, it should be tail. Wing, tail and fuselage to BRT or bright and set them to flash. This lets those around you know that the aircraft is becoming activated. There are few worse ways of starting a mission than by sucking your crew chief into your engine inlet. Like ejecting. Number 4. Next, we are going to need some fuel. set master fuel to on and ENG feed or engine feed to norm or normal on panel Bravo. So engine feed somewhere here. Right, norm on panel Bravo. Okay. Number 5. Check that the emergency power unit or EPU switch is set to norm or normal, which is on panel Bravo. You may be needing the EPU if things go bad in the air, as this is your backup for electronics, and hydraulics. So number 6, check that the fuel readout switch, fuel QTY SEO, so fuel quantity select, is set to norm or normal. So it'd be it'd be echo, so it'd be here. Number 7, set the air source switch to norm or normal, which is Gulf. This helps get fuel moved around the aircraft. I thought the air source switch did with like bleed air and stuff like that. So much I know. So the air source switch is like here. Air source switch is Gulf, so it's here somewhere on the right console. Now we're ready to attempt to start the engine. The engine is a big old thing, and it has to be spinning quite fast before it will actually light off. So before it actually start. To get it up to a speed where fuel can be introduced and lit, it will need some help. To achieve this, you will make use of a much smaller jet engine called a jet fuel starter or JFS. This engine is easily started by hydraulic pressure, and once running, it can be used to bootstrap the main engine. So basically, the jet fuel starter is a small self-contained engine. It's kind of like an APU, but it's designed for starting the engine. In the F-16. So basically it runs and turns the main fan blades, to a speed where, ignition can start and stuff like that. Right. So this engine is easily started by hydraulic pressure, and once running can be used to bootstrap the main engine. So number 1, first, we don't want any surprises, so ensure your throttle is at idle. Number 2, set the JFS on panel Bravo to start 2. So panel Bravo, so JFS is here somewhere. It clicks over and should drop back on its own, back to its original position on its own eventually. This causes stored hydraulic pressure to start spinning the JFS, which in turn starts to spin up the main engine. The JFS alone will probably get the engine up to a maximum of 25% RPM. Okay. Step 3, the RPM needle begins to move, delta. So the RPM needle is like here. The RPM needle begins to move, delta, as the main engine starts to spin up. As soon as RPM indicates over 20%, advance the throttle to midway. Okay, so number 4. Next, toggle the idle detent switch on the throttle, Charlie or Alt India. So idle detent switch not here. It's idle detent switch is right here. It's a little lever right there. The engine RPM will start to increase. Once the RPM gets above about 30%, return the throttle to idle. The engine should continue to spool up to its idle speed of about 70% RPM. Number 5, check that the JFS is switched off, Bravo. If not, switch it off manually. So make sure the JFS is switched off by itself. If it hasn't, switch it manually. Number 6, the hydraulic oil warning light should have gone off somewhere between 25% and 70% RPM. Verify the lights are off, delta. So the lights would be here. Now you should have a functioning engine, and you can start with the other parts of bringing the aircraft to life, starting with the avionics power. Step 1, using the switches on panel, Gulf. So using the switches here. Actually, it would be in hotel. Yeah, turn on the Fire Control Computer, or FCC, Stores Management System, SMS, Upfront Controls, UFC, Multifunction Display, or MFD, Global Positioning System, GPS, and Data Link, DO. Number 2, set the Inertial Navigation System, or INS, to a line norm, or a line normal, on panel Golf, so it would be hotel, actually. The gyroscopes will begin to spin up. The INS will be fully aligned after about 8 minutes. We will describe the INS in detail in a later lesson. Number 3, from panel Foxtrot, so power on the left and right hard points, turn on the Fire Control Radar, FCR, and set the Radar Altimeter, RDR Alt, so Radar Altimeter, to standby, or STBY. The radar altimeter takes a few minutes to warm up, so it's good to get that going. So it says power on the left and right hard points. That's only, so basically on panel Foxtrot, so it actually would be kind of Golf. So it would be right here. So you would power on the left and, so it says like power on the left and right hard points and stuff like that. You only do that if you have items on your left and right hard points. Otherwise, you keep them off because there's no need to energize something that's not there, you know? But you can turn on the Fire Control Radar if you want, and radar altimeter is standby. And that would work, okay? Number 4, on panel Foxtrot, enable the flight path marker by setting the ATT FPM switch from off to FPM. On panel Foxtrot, so actually it would be here, panel Golf. So that's not entirely required. You don't have to set it to, you don't have to enable it by, well, you don't have to set it to FPM. You can set it to ATT FPM. So it's, the HUD panel's all up to you, but I will set it to ATT FPM because I like it that way, okay? Number 5, use the Sim knob, or Symbology knob, on panel Delta to turn on the HUD, or heads-up display. Press multiple times to increase brightness. So it would be Delta, it'd be like right here. What was I? Okay, number 6. Check panel Delta for the INS status, or inertial navigation status, in the DED, or data entry display, and or HUD, HUD. The first line shows status and remaining time. For example, it may read starting at 0.0/99. The INS will be fully aligned when the status reaches 10.0. Right, so it would be on the DED, so here. Number 7, look at panel Foxtrot to check that no flags are shown anymore on the ADI, or Attitude Director Indicator, VVI, or Vertical Velocity Indicator, or AOA, or Angle of Attack Indicator displays. So panel F, so it'd be actually panel Echo, so to make sure that everything's, no flags are shown. Number 8, check panel Alpha that trim is reset. So make sure the trim is reset, so it's centered. So panel Alpha here. Number 9, adjust audio volumes on panel Bravo for COM1, Communications Radio 1, Communications Radio 2, MSO or missile, and threat audio as desired. So that would be panel Bravo, so be like right here. So you would set the volume of all that. Number so 10, on panel Charlie, power on the EWS, or Electronic Warfare System. So it would be here. Actually, yeah, it would be here. Panel Charlie. Set the Threat Warn Aux, or Threat Warning Auxiliary, EWS, or Electronic Warfare System power, EWS Jammer, so Electronic Warfare System Jammer, Electronic Warfare System Chaff, Electronic Warfare System flares to on. Then switch the Electronic Warfare System mode switch to manual. Technically, well, I would switch it to standby, not manual. But in this, you know, I guess I switch it to manual. Arm the ejection seat. Nope, don't do that yet. Don't do that. Don't do that yet. Not until you're at the, not until you're at the runway. Number 11. Once INS is fully aligned, initial navigation is fully aligned, enable it by switching to nav on the avionics power panel Golf. So actually be here. And hotel. The alignment takes a while. You may use the caps lock key to speed things up a little. Don't let it run at accelerated time for long or you may miss your takeoff time. Oh, so that's why... Oh, well, never mind. Never mind. I answered my question. I got rid of all the freezing and accelerator time and shit like that. I got rid of all that. 12. Set RDR alt or radar altitude to on panel Foxtrot so that you can get some altitude information when in the air. So radar altitude above ground level while in the air, it should say. So golf. Wait. Radar alt on panel Foxtrot. That's weird. No, it should be golf. On panel Charlie, 13. On panel Charlie, switch the landing lights on and the parking brake to off. Okay, so panel Charlie, right here. And then, lastly, step 14, from panel Delta, enable nose rear steering, NWS, to taxi. Shift and slash, hold shift and the key left of the right, shift key. Shift plus slash. So, yeah, nose rear steering will be panel Delta right there. There. Nothing to it really, is there? Finally, you must request permission from ATC to taxi to the runway. Press T or Tango and select the option Request Taxi, and within a few moments ATC will respond with taxi instructions. To navigate to the assigned runway, it can be helpful to check the airbase maps or use the satellite view to zoom out a little until you gain familiarity with the layout. Once on the go, maneuver and stop your aircraft just before moving onto the runway and read the section titled Taxi. So, taxi. If you choose the taxi option, you should be positioned on the taxiway just a little way off from the runway. Soon after the cockpit view has appeared, ATC will conveniently remind you of your taxi instructions. Maneuver and stop your aircraft just before moving onto the runway. It is important that you do not venture onto the runway just yet, as ATC will be sure to penalize you in your mission summary for reckless control of your aircraft on the ground. Once positioned, press Tango to choose the option Request Takeoff. During this exercise, ATC will always give you clearance since there is nothing else waiting to use the runway. But once in the campaign, listen carefully to the instructions ATC reads out to you. If they call a hold short order, another aircraft is about to land, and moving onto the runway at this time could be career limiting in a number of ways. The correct action is to simply wait until the path is clear and ATC gives you order to, quote, position and hold. Don't worry about your flight leaders when you're flying as wingman. They will orbit above, allowing you time to take off. Following the, quote, position and hold order, taxi onto the runway. Position your aircraft just behind and on the other side of the runway to your leader, and apply the wheel brake to stop the aircraft. At this point, ATC will grant takeoff clearance and you are on your way. Note that when requesting takeoff permission, ATC gives you instructions to taxi. Then you are... Note that when requesting takeoff position, it should say, if ATC gives you instructions to taxi, then you're in the wrong place, probably at the wrong end of the runway. A good time to turn around and try somewhere else. Takeoff. You should now be on the runway. When the mission starts, you will be number 2 in a 2-ship formation with your flight leader on the runway ready for takeoff. Number 1. Your call sign for this mission is Cowboy 11. Listen for Cowboy 11 to be cleared for takeoff by ATC. The next radio call will be similar to Cowboy 11 cleared for takeoff, depart heading 360. Flying the assigned departure heading moves your aircraft safely out of the busy airspace environment in the campaign. Right, so... Wait, your call sign for this mission is Cowboy 11. Wait, what? I thought it was Cowboy 1... Wait, huh? What? I thought it was Cowboy 12. Okay, this is kind of... This is confusing, because it depends who you are. So if you're Cowboy 12, if you're the wingman, then you wait for Cowboy 12 to be cleared for takeoff, not Cowboy 11, because, you know. Right, so, figure 2-2, so the first thing is to, listen for the clearance. Number 2 is to increase your throttle to full afterburner by pressing Shift and plus. So, number 3, fly the jet straight down the runway using the joystick or rudder pedals to steer. It requires very small changes to the nose of steering to affect the jet's direction. Don't oversteer the jet. Pay attention to both the center line of the runway and the airspeed gauge and the HUD. Okay? Figure 2-3. When the airspeed gets to 150 knots, pull the gun cross up to the 10-degree line in the HUD. Hold this pitch attitude till the jet flies off the runway. Warning, do not exceed a 14 degrees pitch angle or you will script the afterburner nozzle on the runway. So you want the gun cross at 10. As soon as you're airborne and climbing, raise the landing gear by pressing Golf. This will happen quickly, so be ready to raise the gear as soon as you get airborne. Warning, do not exceed 300 knots with the gear down while flying, it will damage the landing gear. And I remember when I played a long time ago, 13, 14 years ago, whatever, if the speed hits, I believe it was either 300 knots or 301 knots. So it's either like 300 knots you damage the gear, or exactly 301 knots you damage the gear. Number 6. Confirm the gear up by switching to the lower left console. Delta. So here, press 4 on the numeric keypad, followed by 2 on the numeric keypad. When the gear in transit, either up or down, the red light will be illuminated in the gear handle, so the red light's right here. When the gear down and locked, you will see 3 green gear lights, and the red light will go out in the gear handle. So the green wheel lights are right here. Yeah, well, actually no, they will go out, so it would be like this, okay, be off. When the gear is safely up, the gear handle will be in the up position, the lights in the gear handle and the panel above it will be extinguished. So when you see these lights, the gear is down and locked. Figure 2-5. Okay. Chapter 2, lane to... Okay, so that's that. What I'm probably going to do is I'm going to do a ramp start, taxi start, and then a takeoff start. Show you how to do all 3. So that's how I'm going to do. So, yeah. So, let me get my... let me get the... I can close this. Let me get the... let me get the checklist on my phone. Let me get the checklist on my phone here. Alright, I turned off my screen timeout, so I should be good. Let's load Falcon 4.0 Allied Force. Alright, let's do it. So, let's open a logbook real quick. No deaths? What? I have a death. What are they talking about? Remember I died. That's odd. Okay, well, training. Alright, takeoff. Mission 2. Alright. Alright, so takeoff. You're lined up on the runway, ready for takeoff. Practice your takeoff techniques. Okay. So, I am flight lead. So, I am flight lead, yeah? Yep. So, briefing. So, Cowboy 1-1, so I am Cowboy 1-1, so. Right. So, we are good. Okay, let's do it. Fly. Ramp. I do ramp start first, then taxi start, then take off. Right. There goes my wingman. Oh shit, I forgot to turn, oh, let me end this real quick. I forgot to turn, invulnerability on. Let me do that. There goes my wingman. Nice. Have a wingman. Dope. Nice. Oh, let's get this going. Let's just do a little bonus, and you just imagine the canopy's open. So doing a canopy open. Nice. Right, that's awesome. Alright, so I'm just going to close the canopy. Beautiful. Alright, so step one, it says set the parking brake. So parking brake set. Set the switch on the elec panel to main power to power the systems. Okay. Alright, so main power. Right. Turn the lights panel, master switch to norm, and turn auto collision lights to on. So on. I will do this, flash, norm on. So I'll do that. And set master fuel to on and engine feed to normal. Okay, master fuel on, engine feed, oops, normal. EPU switch normal, light off. Check fuel readout switch is set to norm, so fuel quantity selector is at normal, which it is. Alright, air source switch to normal. So air source, I'll do that. That's already set. Good. Normal. Auto idle. It is. GFS start 2. So advance the throttle to midway after it reaches 20. Let's see. What's the throttle to midway after the RPM indicates over 20%? And the second light off. I'm going to add that. So, and then once the RPM reaches about 30%, turn the throttle to idle. JFS switched off, and then hydraulic or pressure light should go off. Both our lights are off. Okay, so start 2 now. Come on, fucking hell. Checking this cage here. Okay. Alright, auto descent. Okay, back to idle. So the lights are on. JFS off, nice. Alright, pressure light off. Nice. Vehicle lights off, good. Alright, avionics power. So we're going to turn the avionics power and then the inertial navigation system to align norm. So on. Well, map is not exactly required, but do that. Minus normal. Power on the left and right hard points, turn the fire control radar alternative to standby. Okay. I'm just gonna do that. So on standby. There you go. Let's see. Flight path marker. We already did that. Let me just check it though. Yep, so that's good. So we're doing both of them, so ATT FPM instead of just FPM. So that's, I'm doing that myself. Alright, turn on the hood. Alright, hood on. Check panel delta for INS status. Okay, so INS status is there. Check no flags are shown. Good, and this is fine. Right, and check trim is reset. Yep, trim reset. Just audio volumes and panel Bravo for COM 1, COM 2, missile and threat audio is desired. Alright, so on, and then intercom, tack on, off, ILS. Oh, I can't even change that. Oh shit. Okay. Yeah, did it. Check the EWS set. Threat warning auxiliary. EWS power. EWS jammer. EWS chaff and flares to on, and then mode to manual on the ejector seat. Not gonna do that. I'm gonna do on, and then on. Yeah, on, and then I'm gonna do standby. And I'm not gonna arm the ejection seat. Once INS is fully aligned, enable it. Switching to nav. Right, so I'm just gonna wait. Take that master caution. Right, so just gonna wait for it. And then okay. So just wait. It's almost done. It's got a little bit more to go. I love how my lights don't show. It's funny. I thought my lights showed before, but I guess not. Oh, he has a red beacon. What the hell? His beacon light, his anti-collision light's red. What? Must be an older block of F-16. I'm not entirely sure. I don't know what block this is, but... Alright, 2's ready to go. Check that, make sure it works. This is taking a while. The reason I'm not like doing more checks, like, you know, doing the, you know, field quantity select test and setting ALO and all that, the reason I'm not doing that is because I want to try to do it as close to the manual as possible, even though there's other things I could do right now. Fun fact, when I was flying, you know, before, I would always love to, like, fly an F-16 Delta, because of the pilot in the back. I'd feel like I would be less lonely, you know what I mean? Damn, how'd the clouds get like that? How did they set the clouds like that? That's interesting. Huh. Because I couldn't set the clouds before. That's weird. And the clouds move, I think, or maybe they're around, I don't know. Almost done. Damn. There's not even anti-aliasing in this game. It's so old. Eight minutes and then it's ready. Nice. Alright, so switch it to nav. Right, so nav, good. And then I'm going to return this. Radar alt to on. Okay, so I'm going to turn the radar altitude on. Right, so radar altimeter is on. Landing light on and parking brake off. Neighbor knows we're steering. So I'm gonna do this a little bit out of order. So I'm gonna do landing light on first. Actually, yeah, parking brake off, and then knows we're steering on. Right, so request taxi, and then Yeah, so we're just gonna taxi. Right, okay. So we're going to tower, request taxi. What happened?
Cowboy 1-1, taxi, runway 11, hold short.
Cowboy 1-2, request exit.
Cowboy 1-2, taxi, runway 11, hold short.
Alright, let's go. I don't remember they have the wingman being like, I thought the wingman had like a bug where, you know, if you're doing like wingman commands, if you're doing wingman commands, like it's a male's voice, but like certain things like requesting taxi and shit like that is like, you know, it's different. It's like a different voice. It's a bug within. They didn't code it to be realistic. So
taxiing.
yeah, C2 taxiing. It's a male's voice now. Or maybe, you know what? Well, I guess you could argue that was the co-pilot saying that, but. Okay, stop here. And then, come on, that's dope. Alright, so what I'm gonna do now is, flashing, nice. Alright, so let's do Tango and let's take off.
Cowboy 1-1, request clearance for departure.
Cowboy 1-1, Amendola Tower, position and hold, runway 11.
Listen, hold, there's no one there. My god. Alright, let's do it. Alright, I'm gonna take the full amount. Oh, that was horrible, but whatever.
Cowboy 1-1, Amendola Tower, you are cleared for takeoff. Runway 11, depart heading 065.
065, yeah.
Cowboy 1-2, Amendola Tower, hold short.
Alright, so increase the throttle full afterburner. Airspeed gets to 150 knots, pull the gun cross up to the 10-degree line in the hood. And then raise the gear. Yep, alright, so let's do it. Alright, so here we go. Full burn.
Cowboy 1-2, Amendola Tower, position and hold, runway 11.
Full burn. 150 knots, rotate 10 degrees.
Cowboy 1-2, Amendola Tower, you are cleared for takeoff. Runway 11, depart heading 065. Altitude, altitude.
We're Cat 1, right?
Cowboy 1-1,
Oh no, we're Cat 3, what the fuck?
departure, resume own navigation.
So, no. Are we Cat? Oh yeah, we're... Oh fuck, I don't know where we are.
2, airborne.
Oh, we're airborne, we took off. Alright, so that's that. And then we're gonna do the...
Cowboy 1-2, Amendola, departure, resume own navigation.
We're gonna do the, what's it called? We're gonna do the taxi now. Oh, that's cool. I forgot about that. How it does that. Alright, so we'll do fly, taxi. Super simple. Taxi's super simple. The ramp start's the hardest because you have to ramp start, you know? Alright. Ah, I forgot to arm my ejection seat last time.
Runway 11, hold short.
So that was my bad. I forgot to do it. Such a dumbass. But yeah, so ejection controls arm. Yep, let's do it. So... Okay, that's all the way up. Oh, what's that? What the fuck? That's cool. I didn't know you could do that. Oh, that's dope. You can click it. Alright, let's do it. So you just taxi. Simple as that. You just taxi. Jets on and everything.
2, taxiing.
I believe in Falcon BMS. When you select taxi, you'll taxi from the ramp. I think. I don't know. Alright. F-16's flying over right now. A real one. That's dope.
Cowboy 1-1. Request clearance for departure.
Oh shit.
Cowboy 11,
Damn.
Amidola Tower, position and hold. Runway 11.
Oh fuck. Bro, he has afterburner on right now. Holy shit. That sounds awesome. I didn't even pay attention to ATC. What do they say? I have no idea. I'm too preoccupied with the real F-16 flying over right now. Fuck, that was awesome.
Cowboy 11, Amidola Tower, you are cleared for takeoff. Runway 11, depart heading 065.
Alright, let's do it.
Cowboy 12, Amidola Tower, hold short.
We'll do mill power this time.
Cowboy 12, Amidola Tower, position and hold. Runway 11.
Alright, rotate.
Cowboy 12, Amidola Tower, you are cleared for takeoff. Runway 11, depart
Oh, God.
heading 065. Altitude, altitude. Cowboy 11, Amidola, departure. Resume own navigation.
Nice, we did it. Alright, let's go.
2.
Oh, I didn't hear him. Damn it. Alright, one more, and that's takeoff. Alright, we got takeoff.
Cowboy 1-1. Amendola Tower, you are cleared for takeoff. Runway 11, depart heading 065. Cowboy 1-2. Amendola Tower, hold short.
Alright, burn. Let's go.
Cowboy 1-2. Amendola Tower, position and hold. Runway 11.
Alright, rotate.
Cowboy 1-2. Amendola Tower, you are cleared for takeoff. Runway 11, depart heading 065.
Alright, and to make it fun, well, we took off, and that's basically it.
Cowboy 1-1. Amendola departure. Resume on navigation.
So, without going back to the main menu screen,
2, airborne.
without having to go back to the main menu screen, I'm just gonna end the video here, guys, because we did everything. That's takeoff. I know for the ramp start, I obviously forgot to arm the ejection seat.
Resume on navigation.
But that was me being stupid. Like, normally I don't forget shit like that, but yeah, so yeah, that's all for this part, guys. If you'd like to smash like button like a badass, leave a comment. I'll see you guys next time. And to finish it off, let's eject, because I haven't ejected yet. Let's do it.
Cowboy 1, set up rest cap.
Set up rest cap, dope. And that's our guy. That's our pilot. God, he's low poly. Look how low poly that is. Holy shit. Look how low poly that is. You have a raft. It's like 2D image. Pilot's 3D, but like wow. Should we see what happens when he lands? Because I don't remember. Fun fact, if a plane shoots the parachute, where's my jet at? Oh, it's stalling. My jet is stalling. See? And there's my wingman to the left. My jet just keeps going down. It's eventually going to crash, but... It's still flying. My plane is still flying. What the fuck? How is it still flying? That is hilarious. My plane is literally still flying by itself. That's funny as hell. Oh, there it goes. There it goes. Plane's gonna crash soon. Plane's stalling and it's gonna crash. Let's watch it crash. It's in the middle of the screen. It's probably really hard to see, but... any second there. Oh, you hear the jet. Look at that. You can hear it all the way from here. Oh my god. It's probably a client-side sound. Yeah, that's the jet. It crashed. And our pilot's about to land. Or hit the ground. 200 feet. Let's watch him. End mission. Zoom mission. Yep. That's it, guys. So that's all for this part. If you'd like to smash like a button, leave a comment. I'll see you guys next time. Farewell.